this is Run Red Run, and she's a 4-year-old. She only ran once, came last. Obviously was never meant to be a racehorse. And some of you may have seen her videos of her sleeping in the stables. She's been with us for just over a year now, and we turned her away when we had her to let her mature for a little bit before we brought her back in. And she was quite a quirky little one. If you have seen the videos we've previously put up of her, then we described in there that she did quite like to try and eat us, and when we were in the fields going to see her, at some point she would try and chase us out of the field. She was quite a quirky little mare, didn't want any fuss or attention from us, was quite happy to be left on her own. So you'll notice we've got the Fenwick Titanium mask on her, which we have from Equestrian Hire, and we put that on her straight away for the simple reason that she is quite a quirky little mare, got a bit of character, little chestnut mare, and I want her to be as happy and comfortable and relaxed as I possibly can have her when I start this retraining. We also put her straight onto the SFM gut maintenance supplement from the Equine Edge when she came in from the field. So this is the video of her first day of us riding her. She come in from the field, she's been on the walker for a little while now, she's had her front shoes put on, but today, this video was the first day I got on her, and as you can see, we walked her around for a little bit and then I started trotting straight away. She's very backward and not wanting to go forward for me, and you can see in her expression that she's not 100% happy with the whole idea. But she's letting me ride her. I'm just sitting very quietly because she has got that little bit of attitude. And as you can see, when she starts getting grumpy with me, I'll just give her a pat and try and encourage her that life's not so bad and this could actually be fun. She's a mare that I feel I've really got to get on side with. And I do think that once we click and she actually really starts enjoying her work, I think she'll be a cracking little mare. But you can see the attitude just there. We've changed the rein, and for some reason, going along this side in this direction, she doesn't want to do it. She's quite happy to just hang, not want to go forwards, not want to stay straight, come into the school, just be a little bit nappy and a bit temperamental with me. You can see she's constantly just trying to avoid me pushing her along to that fence at all costs. But again, so far she hasn't actually down tools on me, and she's feeling more relaxed the more I go on with her, so that's good. Even though she's having these little moments, I feel as if I can put a little bit more leg on. I can start asking a few more questions of her. As to be truthful, when I first got on, I didn't actually know what she was going to do, whether she was going to accept me or not. A lot of people ask us, do we lunge them before we get on them when we bring them straight in for retraining? And no, we don't. I just get straight on. I like to think that I've got an idea of how they're going to react when I get on. Obviously, you don't really know until you get on them, but we do have a little bit of time bonding with them before we put the saddles on and start doing any work. And you know, they do have the walker, so they're started really as if they would be when they come back in from having a holiday during training. So I've managed to get her to trot along there a little bit better now, and what I need to do is just see how much I can push her. So I've asked for a canter. She's gone straight onto that leg, really happy that she actually struck off to the right lead. And here we go, she's scrunching and she doesn't want to go. I mean, stroppy little madam. she's quite comical. Like I said, I quite like her, but I just don't know what buttons she's going to let me press at the moment. So because she's had that little nappy moment, I would just ideally like to get her to canter again on that rein and just try and get around the corner with her. So we're having a little bit of a battle at the moment. Chestnut mare, I don't want to push my luck too much, but equally, she's got to know that she can't dominate me. And so we've kind of got to get through this. And we have, and she's gone, and you can see she's dropping, but we're still trying to go. And yeah, if she really wanted to say no, she could have quite happily just put me on the floor then, but she hasn't. So I've got a little bit more trust in her in a funny sort of way. Her little ears are still backwards and forwards, and she's listening quite intently to me and fighting me as well at the same time. But also, I've asked her to canter, and she's gone again. So she's a little bit of a tricky one. I do have to get her on side, and as you can see, we're bouncing along. We're coming to the gate. She doesn't want to go. Not going to push her too much, because to be perfectly fair, it gets to the point where I've run out of energy. And when you do run out of fuel, you can't keep going. And as soon as they know you're tired, it's absolutely pointless, because you're fighting a losing battle. So we finished for that day. So this video now is the second day of me riding her. And in between that first session and this one, she's probably had a couple of days on the walker, a day off, and just time to chill and process the whole first ride that we had. As you can see in this video, she's actually already a lot more relaxed. The head carriage is a lot lower. I feel a lot more confident from that first ride with her now, because she didn't put me on the floor, and although she was a little bit cheeky and naughty, she wasn't nasty about it. So what I've done is I've popped on a pair of spurs, and I've swapped my little whip for a schooling whip, so I can just keep niggling her. And the spurs help because it means that I can put my leg on, but I'm not constantly nagging at her. So she gets used to the fact that I'm asking her to go forward off the leg, and then she responds, and I leave it. When I'm just kick all the time, it actually annoys them, and they shut down even more from you sometimes. So I picked up the stick as well, and away we go. And as you can see, she is dropping the head a little bit more. She's a lot more forward, a lot more freer. And we're also getting up the corner and along this side a lot better. She's not coming in off the rails and napping and hanging like she was that first day. So for me, what's happened is she's actually processed what we've done. She has quite enjoyed it, because if she hadn't, she wouldn't have come out and been as enthusiastic and better as she was today. So we're going to try having a canter again. And what I'm doing is just trying to push her along. So we encourage the trot to get a little bit quicker and a little bit faster. Struck off on the wrong leg, not a problem. We'll just come back, and away she goes again. Now the grouchiness is there, and it's in that corner again. So I know what she's like. I know her little quirks now. I've got to try and keep her going past that, make it a little bit more fun, be ready for her, and just try and convince her that actually I'm in charge. It's not going to be bad. We can do this. So I'm just overriding her. And she's quite tricky. She's got a very steady little canter, and she's quite bouncy, and she just doesn't go anywhere. So I can completely understand why she was absolutely useless as a racehorse. But she's letting me ride her a lot more. There's the little bounces, but we're not having that whole humping and stopping. She's got a little miserable face on. She's trying to let me know that she's not quite sure about things. But equally, she's going forward and allowing me to ride her still. So a bit of praise, let her have a nice loose rein, take the pressure off a little bit. And we'll change the rein and see how we go on the other rein, which is actually the better rein for her. Now, I usually go for the bad rein first. Some people won't. They'll go for the easier rein first. I prefer to get the bad rein done, out the way, and then we can finish on a real nice enjoyment on the rein that she prefers to do it with. So again, she's struck off into canter well. She's quite nice. She's got her grumpy little face on, but she's still going forward. The head is a lot lower, so she'll be feeling a little bit more comfortable. She's just at that stage where she's trying to figure out where she wants to carry herself at the moment. And that'll come. And what I do is just keep encouraging her to drop the head until she finds that comfortable spot. And then she'll realise that work's actually a lot nicer, a lot easier, and hopefully she'll give me a little bit more in the next sessions. So these videos, short and sweet. What you've seen is pretty much the amount of time I've rode her both days. About 6 minutes each day. That's it. All done. On, off, keep her happy, put her back in the stable, leave her for a few days, and then bring her back out and give her another go. What I'm trying to do now is just see if she'll let me drop that head and carry herself in trot just slightly. I don't want a lot from her. Just there we go. Keep it down a little bit. Happy. Just those few steps and leave her. And yeah, finish on a good note, plenty of praise, and hopefully she'll start enjoying it, because she's certainly a quirky little mare, but I really do like her.